Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Pastor Green. We're doing another Bible study. Today we're doing Genesis 26. You can always email me at godsohman@gmail.com. Remember, this is a YouTube Bible study, so make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. Also, like and comment. By clicking the bell and subscribing, it lets you know whenever I post a new video. And also by liking and commenting, it lets YouTube know that my videos get interactions, and so it'll actually promote it more and be seen by more people. So we're going to do Genesis 26, starting at verse 1. And there was a famine in the land, besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went up to Abimelech, the king of the Philistines, into Gerar. So here's a quick overview of what happens in Genesis 26. 1 through 5, there's a famine, and Isaac moves to Gerar, and God confirms his promise. In verse 7, Isaac tells the Philistines that Rebekah is his sister, which, if you remember from the stories of Abraham, he said that Sarah was his sister, and that caused a lot of problems. Verse 8 through 11, Abimelech sees through the deception. And then 12 through 22, Isaac actually prospers greatly, and he moves away from Abimelech, and he unstops all the wells of his father. And then 23 through 33, Abimelech makes a covenant with Isaac and him, and he actually, Isaac settles in Beersheba. So you can see Isaac's journey. He actually went down to Gerar. Genesis 26. And the Lord appeared unto him and said, Go not down to Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell of thee. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and I will bless thee, for unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swore unto Abraham thy father. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of the heaven, and I will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall the nations of the earth be blessed. And a lot of people say that God promised Abraham and Isaac that he was going to make their seed as many stars in the sky, that's how many seeds are going to be. But that's not really what it says. It says, and I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars in heaven. So what he's saying is, if you look in the sky, there's so many stars you can't even count them. You're going to have so many descendants you can't even count them. It's kind of a thing like that. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws, and Isaac dwelled in Gerar. And the men of the place asked of him and his wife, and he said, She is my sister. Remember, Abraham said the same thing about Sarah, his wife. She is my sister. For he feared to say, She is my wife, lest said he, the men of the place shall kill me for Rebekah, because she was fair to look upon, so she was very beautiful. And it came to pass when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out of a window and saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah, his wife. So Isaac and Rebekah were doing a lot more than brother and sisterly stuff, if you know what I mean. And Abimelech called Isaac and said, Behold, of surety, she is thy wife. And how sayest thou, She is my sister? And Isaac said unto him, Because I said, Lest I die for her. And Abimelech said, What is this thou hast done unto us? One of the people might lightly have lied with thy wife, and thou shouldst have brought guiltiness upon us. And Abimelech charged all of his people, saying, He that touched this man or his wife shall surely be put to death. And then Isaac sowed in that land, and received the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. And the man waxed great, and went forward, and grew until he became very great. For he possessed all the flocks, and possessions of the herds, and the great stores of servants, and the Philistines envied him. So Isaac got very rich in this land, and the Philistines kind of had a little jealousy towards him. For all the wells which his father's servants had digged in the days of Abraham his father, the Philistines had stopped up and filled them with earth. You know, a lot of times after it rains a while, your well will start filling up with dirt and muck, and so you have to go inside the well, and you have to get all that dirt and all that earth out, and that way the water can actually filter properly. Because if you have a bunch of earth in there, it's going to stock up the well, and you won't be able to get as much water in there because all the earth will be in the way. So you have to go in there, and you have to get all that earth out. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, Go from us, for thou art mightier than we. And Isaac departed thence, and pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar, and dwelt there. And this is actually a little article you can see right here. It talks about the War of the Wells. Abraham fought with the Philistines and the Egyptians about wells, and now Isaac is fighting about the wells. When you live in the desert, having a well is a very important thing. And sometimes wells are very, very deep, and so they will put this bucket down there to get to it. So if you have a bunch of earth in there, you have to put somebody on the bucket, take them to the bottom, load the earth into the bucket, have the bucket go back up again, dump all the earth out, put it back down. And it takes a couple days sometimes to get all the earth out of there. And then when the person's done, they have to get back on the bucket and you have to pull them out. So it's just a horrible thing to do. It just takes forever. And Isaac digged again the wells of water, which they had dug in the days of Abraham his father. For the Philistines had stopped them up after the death of Abraham. And he called their names after the names by which his father called them. And Isaac's servants digged in the wet valley, and they found therein a well of springing water. And the herdsmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, the water is ours. And he called the name of the well Esau, because they strove with him. And Esau just means contention. And you can see right here, over in Hebron, Abram built a tomb there of the prophets of Hebron. And Famine leads Isaac over to Gerar. And then, because there was some issues in Gerar, Isaac moved down to Beersheba. And then now in Beersheba, he's having problems with trying to get these wells built back together. And he has to keep going up to Haran for Rebecca and Jacob and Leah and Rachel. It's a big mess. They have to keep going all around the place to basically be happy. Genesis 26:21. And they digged another well and strove for that also. And he called the name of that Sitnah. And Sitnah is actually the feminine name for Satan. It means the adversary. It's also a name of an Indian princess. And he removed from thence and digging another well, for they strove not. And he called the name of it Rehoboth. And he said, and Rehoboth just means space. But now the Lord has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in this land. And he went up from thence to Beersheba, and Beersheba just means the well of seven. And the Lord appeared unto him the same night and said, I am the God of Abraham thy father, fear not, for I am with thee, and I will bless thee, and I will multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake. And he built an altar there, and he called upon the name of the Lord, and he pitched his tent there, and there Isaac's servants digged a well. And Abimelech went from him to Gerar in Azuth, and to his friends in Pichol, the chief captain of his army. And Isaac said unto them, Wherefore come ye to me, seeing you hate me, and have sent me away from you? So basically, Isaac's saying, your servants have pretty much just made my life horrible. Why are you coming to me when you've made my life very difficult? And they said, we saw certainly that the Lord was with thee. And we said, there now be an oath betwixt us, even betwixt us and thee, and let us make a covenant with thee, that thou wilt do us no hurt, as we have not touched thee, as we have done good in thy nothing but good, and have sent thee away in peace, and there are now the blessings of the Lord. And he made them a feast, and they did eat and drink, and they rose up betimes in the morning, and swore to one another. And Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came, and told him concerning the well which they have digged, and said unto him, We have found water. And he called it Seba. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba to this day. So it was basically Sheba means a promise or an oath, and that's basically what they called it. And Esau was 40 years old when he took his wife Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Bashmeth, the daughter of the Elon the Hittites, which was their grief unto Isaac and Rebekah. So if you remember, you had Esau and Jacob, and that was Isaac and Rebekah's kid, and he's making a mistake right now marrying the Hittites when they told him not to marry the Hittites. Well, again, guys, I appreciate you guys checking out this Bible Study 26. Again, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the bell. That way you get updates whenever I post a new video. Also, like and comment. That lets people know that my video is getting views and it's getting interactions. And even if you don't really have anything to say, just say good job, thank you. Just give me some kind of constructive criticism. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.